how are we all? Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, I've got the lovely terracotta glow behind me and the sun on my skin. I'm not in London, surprise surprise, as you can tell by the title. I have snuck away for a little break to Italy for 5 days to celebrate my uncle's birthday. We've got a gorgeous little trip planned. I flew out a couple of days later, so Anne and Dave have had a whole weekend to explore, and I brought the sun with me because it's been biblical rain since, so yeah, it's gorgeous. We're sat in a lovely little square just off of the main part of Bologna. We've ordered some lunch, we've got some wine coming, and yeah, it's going to be lovely. So I'll just pick the camera up as and when. If you've been following this channel for a while, you'll know I came away with Anne and Dave last time to Florence, and that was a beautiful trip, and that was over 5 years ago, so I'll leave that link down below if you want to watch a little throwback. But yeah, I flew from Heathrow this morning, checked into the Airbnb, and yeah, we're straight out, showered, well, washed my face, got rid of the London smog, and now we're having a lovely glass of wine. First meal of Bologna is a salade caprese, which is just lovely buffalo mozzarella with tomatoes and a little bit of pesto underneath, some olive oil, and we've got some bread just to enjoy, and a gorgeous glass of Pinot from the Venetina region, which is stunning. It's really nice and crisp. The gorgeous sunshine, absolutely wonderful. What a cracking first meal. So we've just finished up lunch. It was absolutely delicious. We just sat and had a lovely bottle of Venezia Pinot Grigio, and then we've just picked up some gorgeous cantucci and cannoli in a local bakery, and now we're going to go and climb the wonderful towers of Bologna. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. Look at those blue skies. It's wonderful. Maybe this was not a good idea after 2 bottles of wine. Did you just say that? How many stairs is it? 500. Oh gosh, 500 steps. 498 steps, here we go. After 2 bottles of wine, this is questionable. I mean, that is quite the ascent. We're nearly there. Are we nearly there? Are we there yet? Well, we all underestimated how much this. Dave knew the numbers. He knew the steps. So we've just climbed to the top of the towers, and it was, I'm not gonna lie, I got the stepper on the gym, and that was hard. That was tough. 400 and how many steps? 490 something? 498. Nearly 500 steps. No lift. So do bear that in mind if you are thinking about booking this, because I got a bit of a sweat. I got a bit of a sweat on. But it was wonderful, and we've got a lovely view there. Oh god, we've got some Bolognian hills over there. Look at that. Oh my goodness, look at that view. This was €5 per ticket, so not too expensive, and that, I mean, it is a terracotta dream, isn't it? Guys, look at that view. Isn't that incredible? So my uncle was just telling me about these hills over here. They span for miles, and apparently you can climb the top of those hills and then look back at the whole of Bologna. Look at that. This is where we just were, literally, you can see my finger is right there. So we're just having a little drink in that square, and then we've climbed all the way to the top. And I'm gonna go down. Look how far we've climbed. I don't even want to cast my camera out there. There we are. We are at the bottom now. What a beauty. Look at that. We were literally just there. Oh my goodness. That, yeah, you'll notice they're slightly coming away. They're not completely parallel. They are wonky, but when you're up top, it's now standing view. I'm glad to be on the ground now. So there's a lot more fun. There we are, you get more of a perspective of how they aren't completely parallel. So this was down to an earthquake, and yeah, they took the top of the building off, obviously for safety reasons, but you can actually, this is the one you can stay in, right? So you can actually stay in the tower, yeah. Incredible. First Negroni of the trip, first of many, I'm sure. When was the time that I had that many I threw up? I think that's the first ever Negroni I've ever had. It's the first ever Negroni I ever had, ever. We're talking, how old would I have been then?
5 years ago.
21 years old.
Still old enough to know better.
This is true. My first ever Negroni I had was in Florence 5 years ago, and I threw up because I had 3 and very little food, and yeah, I think we just got used to the Italian way, but this is delicious. It's got a lovely like citrus undertone. It's gorgeous. Cafe Rubik. I'll link this in a little post down below. Visit. It's very nice. Nothing too fancy, but very delicious. Good morning. So we went for dinner last night. I actually didn't vlog it. Well, it was my uncle's birthday dinner, so I was going to take my camera, but I just thought it'd be really nice to just enjoy the dinner, and it was quite a fancy place we went to. I booked it as my treat. It's called La Porta. It's about a 10-minute walk from my Airbnb. If you are heading to Bologna, I would definitely recommend it. I'll leave some photos on the screen. We had like a gorgeous prawn risotto. It was a Michelin restaurant. Didn't know that, but the prices were actually really good. The bill was surprisingly not a lot. And they brought us some champagne over because I said it was my uncle's birthday. It brought us like an amuse-bouche and like a palate cleanser at the end. It was wonderful. It's raining currently today. So we're just walking through the streets of Bologna on the hunt for some breakfast this morning. I actually haven't showed you the apartment we're staying in. It's super lovely. It's actually a woman's home, so I will check in with you when we're back and I can give you a little tour. But it's very lovely. Typical breakfast in Italy, a brioche or an almond and a coffee. Very, very nice. I could just eat this all day, every day. These porticos are coming very in handy for this trip because obviously it's raining outside, so if you stand under these you can actually do a bit of window browsing whilst also staying dry, which is very handy. And apparently there are 26 miles of these in total, so good in rainy season. It is starting to come down quite heavy outside, so we're thinking we're going to head to one of the free museums just to stay a bit dry, but just do some window shopping while we're at it. It's very incredible. One of many pasta and deli shops here in Italy. Absolutely gorgeous. They've got all of them mortadella, the tortellini. Tortellini is definitely the pasta of Bologna. It's what they serve aplenty. Got all of the lovely balsamics. Wow. So we've came inside to shelter from the rain, and this is actually part of Eataly, which we have in London, but they obviously have their Bolognese version here with lots of wine, and they've got a little restaurant downstairs. Look how amazing this bookstore is. It's actually just 2 floors, lovely little vaulted ceilings, a whole mix of Italian books as well as cookbooks. I think a majority of them are in Italian, so I won't be buying any today, but it's so cool. I mean, in terms of bookstores, this is absolutely magic. Look at that, they've just built into the actual space. So we went in Italy, and well, I mean, we do have this in London, but I've never actually eaten in Italy, so when in Rome, or Bologna, I've started off with a little limonata. It's a La Nostra. I've never had this before. It's like a sparkling lemonade, it's gorgeous. And then this is the wine that we've gone for. It's a Grillo, recommended by the waitress because the one we chose was out of stock, but yeah, it looks really nice. Again, another Bolognese wine. It's lovely. And then this is Eataly. It's just literally part of the shop / restaurant. My pasta has arrived. I've got a gorgeous plate of pomodoro spaghetti from Eataly with some gorgeous creamy burrata on top. It looks delicious. We just found one of these authentic Bolognese delis. Look how amazing this is. You can really get a sense of how old it is with the flooring and the vaulted ceilings. All of the artwork on top. The ceiling, isn't that amazing? Serving all of the traditional Italian delicacies. Got Parmesan, Reggiano, mortadella, Bolognese ragu in jars if you want that, the succhi, arancini, amazing, gnocchi alla romana, and then these which my aunt and uncle have tried but I haven't yet. It's the torta de riso, which is like traditional of the region. It's a sweet rice cake. But I mean, that's quite expensive. I think 30 euros for a whole cake is a lot, but that would serve a lot of people, or maybe just one of me. Lunch in Eataly, and we've just visited one of the basilicas. This is Basilica San Marco, which is free, open to the public. You can make a donation, which is a really nice thing to do, and it's completely free to have a look in. We're using it as shelter from the rainbow, so just to see one of the beautiful basilicas in Italy. Obviously religion is such a huge thing in Italy, it's something that they have a lot of pride in, and these basilicas are steeped in history. Like, they are beautiful, and there's just so much to see and take in. The craftsmanship is just unparalleled to anything you see in the modern day, even down to like the brickwork that they have, and the shapes and use of architecture is just incredible. Honestly, one thing about Italy, I will always say the food's amazing, but the buildings are even more spectacular, especially the basilicas and churches. So we've stopped off after we've just been in church for some wine. Is that, I don't know if that's religious or not. Maybe this is classed as the the wine and the bread. This is a really lovely wine bar. It was recommended by a friend. I will leave it linked down below. It's called Vineria Favalli, and they have a lot of wine choices, so definitely a good one to visit on an evening, maybe pre-dinner or post-dinner. But yeah, it's lovely. As if by magic, the bread just arrived. There we are. It's the wine and bread. Salute. Let's try up here. Hello. So it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. All of the days blend into one. This is probably going to be one of the most disjointed vlogs you've ever watched in mine when it's come to traveling, because it's been raining so much. Apparently this is unprecedented rain that has never really been seen in this part of Italy recently, which is not great. So we've just had rain, more rain. Oh, no way. So they're hosting the Grand Prix here, Emilia Romagna is obviously in Bologna. They basically had to cancel the Grand Prix because of major flooding. It's bad, it's not great. So, obviously as you know, I'm vlogging on this camera, and when you hold your camera out, you've got, oh, this is Audrey Hepburn behind me, by the way, that's not my auntie. And you've got to hold your camera out, and I didn't want the rain to break it. It's been like torrential downpour, so we've literally just been dodging in and out of bars. I've managed to get some clips here and there, but nothing even worth putting into a vlog because, yeah, we've just been sat sheltering from the rain. But fingers crossed, it's kind of subsided for now, although I've said that out loud, it probably will continue again. But we've just regrouped back to the apartment. We had a lovely little breakfast this morning and then headed back to a really nice wine bar. Everywhere we visited, I will link down below if you are planning a trip to Bologna, because Bolognese people take their food very seriously, and we've had some cracking food. We went out for like an Asian meal last night, which I know sounds really untraditional when you come to Italy, but it was very tasty. And today we had some lovely like little cheese bits with some wine, really, really good wine. So yeah, we've came back to the apartment and I've just made myself a coffee. We're planning on going to Venice tomorrow, fingers crossed if the transport still goes ahead. But that is going to be tomorrow's plan. So we need to kind of book some train tickets and just give it a bit of thought before we head tomorrow. So yeah, that's the plan. However, I thought I'd give you a quick little whip around of the apartment. Obviously we do have things all over. This little bag's got some cantucci and torta de riso, which we're going to eat now. But yeah, this is the apartment. The decor is awesome. The host was really, really friendly. And yeah, we've still got some biscuits and bits and bobs left over from the past couple of days. So I'm going to have these now with my little espresso. Really good facilities too. This is a little mortadella slicer, but we've been told we can't use this because it's lethal. But yeah, it's a really nice apartment and it's in a really chill area in Bologna, so we feel like we're living like a local. And our host is a fan of all things travel. Look at how many travel books she has. How amazing is that? Yeah, she's got a very good decor taste, I would say, and these are all of her books as well. So it's a really cool apartment, nice and spacious, and I love the floor. She's got a really nice blend between like slightly more Art Deco-y modern mid-century pieces and like old antiques. So yeah, it's really nice. So we've got dinner booked this evening, which I will film because like I say, hopefully the weather's going to improve, but we're just going to sit and plan for Venice tomorrow. And I'm really excited. I didn't think I'd be going back so soon, but we are. So this is the torta de riso, which is literally just like a rice cake. Not like traditional rice cakes that you'd see back at home, which are like dry and a bit naff. This is proper sugar-laden rice cake. And then in here, we have the cantucci and raisin biscuits as well. So these cantucci, I'll show you. They're almost like a biscotti, but they're slightly more cakey and less brittle. And so good, dipped in coffee, just dip them in a espresso. Oh, amazing. You can also dip these in like a nice Italian sweet wine, which are really good. But in coffee, delicious. I've lost count how many of these I've had. So we have left the apartment and we're heading to dinner this evening. We have a reservation because the Grand Prix obviously was scheduled for this week, but it has been postponed, I think potentially postponed or cancelled. So we are heading to a restaurant called Trattoria de May, which was recommended by our host. as a good restaurant to try, reservation is essential because it's not a big restaurant, it's very popular. Might be a little bit fancy, apparently it's Parmesan ice cream. I don't know. The rain stopped, the hood is off. Makes it a lot easier to film, which is good, but we're getting a bit of a walk on because we're heading to the west side of Bologna, which has been apparently the worst hit with the rain, so we will see, but so far it's just lots of big puddles. So this is dinner this evening. There's a queue outside already to get in, so here we go. So we are inside and we've been seated. This is the menu. Welcome, Trattoria de May, established in 1937, so hopefully it lives up to the nearly 100-year-old. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So we've ordered some wine typical of the region. This is a Bianco Bolognese, so it's from Bologna, award-winning product of Emilia Romagna. I love that they only serve wine that they're proud of. That's fantastic. I'm here for that. The grisò has arrived. This is deep fried bread. This is Dave's tarteletti. It looks like a work of art. Wonderful. And then I've gone for a crispy Italian taco with a like ceviche lime dressing. My ragu has arrived. I am in heaven. This is what I travel for. I travel for Anne and Dave, but I also travel for this. And then Dave has got, which one's this? This is taglini. It's just like thinner types of pasta with some spinach. This stuff is so good. The grisò is amazing. We are devouring. Right, pudding is out. We've gone for a trifle my way. I don't know what their way is, but I hope it's good. But it looks good, interesting. Spoons at the ready. Let's dig on in. Oh God, look at that! Jesus. So we are here in Venice. We got here this morning. Welcome back. I didn't think I'd be coming back so soon, but Anne and Dave, I actually found out yesterday they've never been, so yeah, we boarded the train, the Trenitalia, and we are here in Venice, and it's so good to be back. Very fleeting visit. We're only here for about 5 hours. So we've booked a viewing tower in St. Mark's Square, and I'm just gonna have a nice little wander, maybe get some cicchetti, a little spritz. It's not raining. You'll notice I haven't got my coat on, so I'm taking them to St. Mark's Square, which is kind of like the centre point of Venice, and then we're just going to walk from there. But all of the streets are coming back to me now, how narrow they are, and the winding turns of Venice. Venice is certainly busier than when I last remember it, which is both interesting and also a lot to get used to, because there was not half as many people here last time, but yeah, it certainly feels more alive and there's more open. If you guys would have seen my Venice vlog from January, this did not look like this. Oh my goodness. So we've actually booked tickets to climb this today, which we didn't do at the start of the year, which I'm very much looking forward to. But look how amazing it is, and I know we are in the height of tourist season, or we're entering the height of tourist season, so it's fully to be expected that it is busy, but I didn't expect crowds of this magnitude. It's, yeah, it's different. Something I never thought I'd see a Mona Lisa doing a dab on a t-shirt. Questionable. This is Cafe Fleuren, just on the right here. One of Venice's oldest cafes, complete with live music and a band. I mean, I could be completely wrong. This could be Cafe Fleuren, but I'm pretty sure that one is, unless they're attached in terms of like their sister restaurants, but who knows. Oh, that's Dave just recording. Hello. But yeah, you can tell why there's floods as well, because you can see the big puddles from the rain that we've had before. Usually, I've seen photos of it as a lagoon. Yeah, we haven't got our wellies on today, thank goodness. It's actually, the sun is just trying to break through up there. We've just stumbled across the Venice Opera House, or what we are gathering as the Venice Opera House. You always say this when you visit places that you'd like to come back and do different things, but we are in such a flying visit today that we won't have anything, we won't have time for something like that, but definitely a reason to come back. The Gran Teatro La Firenze, which is, yeah, the theatre. There's a little poster on the side I can show you guys. Look how magical this looks. One day, how special would it be to sit amongst that? My first Aperol of the trip because we have somewhat warm weather. Salute. We are on top of the bell tower in the St. Marco Square and it's very windy. I have my little micro muff on top, so hopefully it's not too bad for you guys, but this is a really, really great view and platform. Obviously last time we came we went to the department store, but it was fully booked because obviously it's getting into popular season, so this was 15 euros, it was 10. But we paid an extra 5 just to fast track to get up, beat the queues, and it's very worth it. The views are incredible. So I brought Anne and Dave back to where Zara and I came way back in January. This little bridge here is where we sat drinking wine and Aperol Spritz in the freezing cold. So this is actually Venice, well, one of Venice's hospitals. How incredible. I don't know where you guys are watching from, but I know our hospitals in London don't look that fancy. There's a really nice cicchetti restaurant just here, so we're gonna go grab some wine and some bites. So, terrible news, the little restaurant that we were going to is closed just here, so we've came 3 doors along to this lovely little cicchetti place. Cicchetti e vino e bolognico, and ordered some of these which look gorgeous. So we've got a little goat's cheese with a blueberry jam, and then a form of like Italian hard cheese similar to manchego with like a pistachio pesto genovese. Very nice, and some Aperol Spritz. So we came back to one of the ice cream spots that we visited when we came in January, and it was very nice. There is a queue now. There wasn't obviously in January because not many people want ice cream, but yeah, I remember this being really good, so we're gonna go on in and grab some. Just like old times. So the ice cream has been secured. I went for coffee with caramello and then just a classic cookies like a Biscoff. Delicious. So we finished our ice cream and we came back to the department store that Zara and I visited back in January when we did the rooftop view. It was fully booked, but it's just really nice to have a look in, and they've got some great gifts as well at fairly reasonable prices if you are wanting to get a piece of Italian food to take home. The tins are really gorgeous and they've got all kinds of foods. A little bit more expensive, but a really lovely touch. So this is where Zara and I got the best tiramisu. It's the little piccolo tiramisu. It's so good. It's €1.50 per portion, and this has been going since 1890. It's such an amazing little deli, and they do the best bakery stuff here. So we've got some for the train ride home. We are calling it a day in Venice again. I feel like I haven't vlogged a lot today. It's just been really nice to actually soak in the atmosphere. We just visited the spa that's an old, kind of like a new, what's that? It was like a cinema hall, I think that was like a performance hall, like a theatre. It was incredible. Ewan actually told me about that, so it's actually a shop like a spa where you buy food. So we've bought some ingredients to make dinner this evening, so we're not heading out for dinner, we're going to cook dinner. Well, I am. I said it was my offer, so we're going to have a nice little dinner in the apartment, so I will film some of that on my back. With my mate Audrey. Audrey, say hi. She's not much of a talker. We're back from Venice, and that was, it feels like the most strange day because it's mad to think that I've been to and from Venice in a day, but that's how close Bologna is. So we're back and we've decided to cook dinner in the apartment tonight opposed to going out for dinner because it's such a nice apartment and it's so well kitted out. Like there is everything from microplanes to stick blenders to seasonings beyond belief. So we just thought, why don't we just take full advantage of the ingredients and produce in Italy? And I'm just doing my 1 tray roasted tomato, red pepper and onion rigatoni. Pasta's so cheap in Italy. Like this rigatoni was like £1.50, so good. The biggest wedge of parmigano reggiano for like €6. That would be so much more money in England. It smells incredible. I might just eat some of this now. I'm definitely gonna eat some of this now. never ever ask me to open wine. Did I used to be a waiter? I don't think I did. I'm gonna see what you mean, Anne, about that. Yeah, because that's supposed to rest on there, isn't it? That's supposed to rest on there, no? Am I being silly? Do you know what? I'm just gonna pull it. So I opened it. I got there in the end. Long live Italy's crap pot localness. Dinner is served. There we are. Little rigatoni arrabbiata with some basil and parmigiano and some good Italian wine. Bellissimo. It's 10:30 and I'm dicing with death. So this is the tiramisu that I brought back from Venice, and we put a little dessert platter together because this for me is Italy, and this tiramisu is, honestly, I travel around the world for it. You can see how orange it is, it's gorgeous. Got some cantucci that we picked up yesterday, and then a beignets, and then a, what's that?
Rice cake.
Yes.
No, it's not, it's a tart.
With raisins.
Raisin tart.
Raisins, it's a raisin and a raisin tart.
Cremata di ricotta.
Cremata di ricotta. Yeah, lovely. It's it's 10:30, so it's nearly bedtime, and my battery is flashing. So I will see you in the morning. So it's our last day here in Bologna. Sorry if it's very loud, we're walking by one of the main access roads into Bologna. It's raining again. I'm so devastated for Italy because this part of Emilia Romagna is so devastated by the rain, and we didn't realise the severity of it until we've checked the news, and yeah, it's bad. So we're really lucky that it's not too intense in Bologna, but certain parts of the Emilia Romagna region, they cancelled the F1 and stuff, so yeah, it's been a very wet trip, but we're making the most of it, and I'm thinking of all of Italy that's been affected by the rain and the floods. But yeah, it's our last day, and we were just going to chill in the apartment, but we thought, why don't we just brave it? So we're heading to the San Luca, which is a church, like a basilica. So we're going to climb to the top and see the view from there. One of the many basilicas here in Bologna. This is the Basilica San Francisco. We were just saying it's so similar to Notre Dame not in the colouring, but more in terms of like the Gothic style, obviously from a similar era. Anyway, I've got to put my camera away because it's getting wet. It's raining so much. So we've made it to the gates to the city of Bologna, and we are now walking all the way an hour in this direction to the Basilica San Luca. So it's going to be a bit of a trek in the rain, but it's worth it, hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, we are about half an hour away now, and we are above all of the traffic. So we've kind of had to detour off, and then we're now walking all the way up to the basilica. There is a bus apparently, like a little truggy bus that takes you. I don't know how you best describe it, just loads of little carts and a driver. But we thought we'd get the steps in. It's about 3 miles in total. Oh, these guys are running it, they're brave. Currently 25 minutes in. Still under the porticos, thankfully. The rain is just so drizzling. And this is a hike, like this is long. I am feeling the burn in the calves. If it is hot, I probably wouldn't recommend it. I'd definitely get the bus, but it's nice to walk and take a breather, walk and take a breather. It's absolutely beautiful. They're doing a restoration project on these porticos, so it's going to be a work in progress, because obviously over time they get a bit disheveled, but yeah, very nearly there. So we've made it, and as you can tell, the views aren't really what we're expecting. The weather isn't obviously great, but yeah, something tells me Anne and Dave, who are just coming around the corner, are going to be a little bit disappointed. However, there might be a better view around the corner. Let's go and take a look. But the sculptures are absolutely phenomenal. 4.9 kilometers back to the center of Bologna. The clouds are just clearing, so there's the tiniest little grey speckled view of Bologna. I think that's as best as we're gonna get, guys. That'll do though. Well-earned wine. Cheers. We've just ducked into a lovely little bakery deli, having some hot arancini and some tarts, and a well-earned glass of vino bianco. And we've just ordered the most lovely plate of deliciousness: aubergine, arancini, phyllo pastries, little spinach, ricotta. Delicious. Well-earned. We're at 6.5 miles, so we've done well. I've ordered a milfoil to finish after all of that beige. More beige, but sweet beige this time. Yeah, delicious. So we've just finished up dinner lunch, sorry, and the waitress just brought over 2 little finished free samples with a little history lesson with each. So this is the torta de riso, which we've tried and love, and this is what Dave showed us the other day. So this is the Regietta, which is the Little Queen, High Bolognese Society of Middle-Aged Pastry. It is because of the raisins are expensive apparently, so there we are. This was a opulent sweet choice back in the day, but how lovely is that, just to try? It's so kind. And then we've just had a final. This is the crumbs of raviola bolognese, which is a mostarda jam, mixed fruit and berries depending on the season. We've not actually tried these. These 2 we've tried, but they didn't last 2 seconds. We're about to delve into these. But yeah, not obviously ravioli, raviola. Yeah, I love. If you're ever wanting something absolutely delicious, this was one of the best little bakeries that we visited. Nido Pasticceria, I'm gonna say it. Pastifico Nili. I will find this and link it down below because the staff were so lovely and some of the best pastries and coffees and wines we've had. So we've came into a Maison du Monde. I absolutely love these stores. They're really popular in Europe. And we were last in one in Paris, and I just love their pieces so much. It's like a mix between Zara Home and H&M Home, and the pieces are really, really nice. I love this little stand with bowls and the ceramic vases. This little candle set caught my eye as well. It's $10.99. The cups and ceramics are so nice in here. You can just, honestly, I wish I almost brought an empty case for cheese and homeware. So nice with the little espresso cups. How funky there with the handle. I love those. We've stopped for another spritz because why the hell not? Right, I'm gonna wrap up this vlog because I feel like it has came to the perfect end because we are currently packing our suitcases and that signifies the end of a holiday. I mean, it does and it doesn't, because we had this ingenious idea that if we pack now, we can go out, eat pizza, drink more wine and come back maybe a little bit tipsy and not have to worry about packing. That was the method, that's the modus operandi, as they say. So we are gonna blitz the apartment, make sure it's nice and clean, and then yeah, go and eat pizza. So so I'm gonna wrap this vlog up. I really hope you have enjoyed. I'm usually used to saying 48 hours in Bologna, but it hasn't been 48 hours, it's been 5 days. Well, that's 10, 5 days. Everything we visited, I will link down below. Restaurants, bars, coffee shops, and everything in between, as well as a little throwback to Venice. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's been a joy. I will catch you all very soon in a future video. Bye for now.